play some Good Sudoku. So, in our last video, we successfully completed an impossible puzzle, which sort of, you know, belies the name, but I felt a little stymied by it. So, today, what I thought was we would do some expert puzzles. Do a few expert puzzles in a row just to maybe, get my groove, get my groove back, get back into the swing of things, and then maybe try an impossible puzzle again sometime in the future, not anytime soon. So as per usual, just starting off with a beginner puzzle, just to get me in a Sudoku state of mind, and then we will hop over to do some expert puzzles. Expert is the kind of medium difficulty in this app, and I find that generally takes me less than 15 minutes to do one. Sometimes a lot faster than that, but in general less than 15 minutes. So we should be able to do two, I think. But we shall see. And if we get to kind of on the easy side, we'll try a pro, which the pro puzzles are interesting. A lot of times they don't take longer than the expert puzzles, but sometimes they take a lot longer. It depends on what techniques they're asking you to use. And if you watched the last video, you probably now know there are certain techniques that I'm just not very good at finding, and I can find them, but they take me a long time. So we'll see what we get, and that'll determine what we end up doing today. Well, tonight for me it is a Sunday evening, and I hope whenever you're watching this, you're doing well today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, what have you. And if you're not doing well, I hope this is relaxing for you, something that you can use to turn off your brain or turn on your brain. And if neither of those are the case, then I hope at least you might learn a little something about Sudoku. And if you happen to know a little something about Sudoku, I hope you feel free to share with me. Because even though I'm the one making the video, I definitely have a lot to learn, and I think we saw that in the last video. So, if you've never played Sudoku before and you don't know what's going on here, the object of the game is to put the numbers 1 through 9 without any repeats in every row, in every column, and in every square. So we're doing that. We're doing that right now. What I'm doing is I'm going through each number, and if I find anywhere there's only one cell where that number can go, I'm filling it in. And if I find two options, I leave an annotation there. This is the style of annotations that I do. And these two-cell annotations end up being extraordinarily useful, as you will no doubt see once I finish this first round of going through all the numbers. So this is how I generally solve any Sudoku puzzle, really, but also this app kind of encourages you to do it this way. This app, I don't just call this Good Sudoku for, my health. This app is called Good Sudoku, and I think it is a really great app for playing Sudoku and for learning about Sudoku, mostly because of the clever way it has of showing you what numbers can go in what spaces. It helps you see patterns a lot more easily, and then you can carry that with you to the new newspaper Sudokus or the Sudokus you might do in a book that's lying beside your bed. What you have to was that five I saw? Yeah. What you do have to be mindful of is not becoming overly dependent on this extremely helpful, extremely well designed system, because not every app has this. In fact, a few of them do, in my experience. Okay, so I've gone through all the numbers twice. I've filled in all of the givens, and I've done my annotations, so I don't think that there's a couple places that seem like particularly restricted. I'm just going to take a quick look at. What I'm going to do is I'm going to auto note the board that tells me all of the options that can be in any of these squares, and then I'm going to use this to complete the puzzle, and then we'll do this a couple times, hopefully. Actually, I lied. Immediately, I lied. I am going to look for a couple other patterns that are more visual before we move on to using the more detailed notations. Oh, I missed this one. This is a 4. There are a number of patterns that you can just spot with your eyeballs, and I'm looking for them right now. We can also take care of this little bit of business. This is a 7-9 pair. When we went through, we found that the 7s can only go here, and the 9s can only go here. Since it's 2 numbers that can only go in 2 squares, nothing else could possibly be in these squares, right? So, by these gray annotations, this one here could be a 1. But let's imagine if that were a 1. Now we'd have to fit a 7 and a 9 both in this bottom square, right? Because you can't put them anywhere else. So when you have doubles like this, you can use them to remove the other options. So this can't be 1 or a 5, and this can't be 1 or a 4. Was there another double? No. This is like for an expert puzzle, this is particularly, I don't want to say tricky necessarily, but it is a bit fiendish, although maybe what I did just here is going to unlock quite a bit. So this is another kind of visual, this is a visual technique. So we know the 5s are here in these 2 cells in this square, and they're also in one of these 4 cells in this square, but we know between these 2 boxes, between these 2 squares, the 5s are going to be in this column or this column. They can't be in this column. So that means none of these can be a 5 up here, right? Because if this were a 5 right here, it would rule 5s out in this entire column, and you'd have to fit the 5s for both of these boxes in the same column, and you can't do that. That would be, there'd be like a 5 here and here, they'd see each other. That's a repeat. That is verboten. So that's going to help us solve a bunch of 5s. So that's helpful. Okay. What was I doing? I was looking for some patterns, but I got overexcited. Who doesn't get excited when you're Sudokuing? Okay, no. Alright, so let us now look for, doubles and triples, and I found one right here. So this is also a double, just like this double, but we identified this 7-9 double by noting that these were the only places that a 7 and a 9 can go. You also can find doubles if those cells only contain those numbers, right? So it's similar logic, but because these are the only options for these 2 cells, this has to be a a double, even though the 2 could be down here, because let's imagine if this were a 2, neither of these could be a 2, and then we'd only have 9 as our option for 2 cells. And you cannot fill in 2 separate boxes with one number. This is kind of elementary, my dear Watson level stuff. So this is a double, this is not a 2, and then this rules out these, these 2's point here, so this is a 2, and those are 2's. So this is, if you watched my last video where we were doing the impossible puzzle, I think you're probably immediately noticing, wow, this is a lot easier. You're right, it is much, much easier on Expert. And now, here's a split double. It's almost like this is the perfect puzzle for introducing a lot of the kind of intermediate level moves. So we did kind of the basic annotations. We had a double, I don't know the right way to call them, but, like I did, this is a double that we identified kind of through, I don't know, like deduction, and this is through induction, right? But with these 2 different ways of finding doubles, and then this is a split double. So this 1 and 6, these are not in the same box, so you can't use them exactly the same way as you can this or this, but you can use them similarly. So since these 2 cells in this column are only a 1 or a 6, you can remove 1 and 6 from all the other boxes, because same logic as we were seeing over here. Even though you could fit a 1 or a 6 in this one or this one, imagine this was a 1, that would remove 1 from both of these. You'd have to fit 6 in 2 cells. You can't do that. So this is a 1-6 split double. It means we can remove 1 and 6 from here and here, and that the only remaining option is 7, which means that's a 9 and that's a 7. And now we're really cooking with gas. I think this is probably going to solve pretty fast now. This is an 8. This is a 1. Okay, what else? Do we see anything else right away that jumps out at us? Let's take a look at some of these patterns. Oh, this is... Well, 1s go here. This is a 1-6 pair. Oh, shit. Sorry. Sorry for making a mistake and sorry for cursing. There we go, that's a 1-6 pair. Unless you don't mind cursing. I don't mind cursing, I curse all the time. But you might not want that in your ASMR video. And these 5s, we need a little more information to solve that. 7. Well, this pattern is called next wing, but you can't use it for anything because there's no other 7s left. It also could end up being a what's called a unique rectangle, which is a very advanced move, but there's no way we'd need to use it for this particular solve. Okay, so these 8s point at that 8, so that's the 8. These are both 9s, and I think I already showed this, since these are, these point up here. This can't be the 9, so that's 9, that's 2. I'm almost certain I just explained that. This is a 2-3 pair, nothing else can be in these cells, so that means a 7 can't be there. This was the only other place a 7 can be, so that's a 7. Uh-oh, we made a mistake. We made a boo-boo. Okay, it wasn't too far. It wasn't too far ago. I wonder what it was. I think I just mentioned in the last video how I make silly mistakes when I'm talking. I think it was probably a 1. I hope I don't make the same mistake now, but I don't focus as much as I should. But anyway, this is a 4-5 pair. Nothing else can be in these cells, so that means this is the 9. And this can't be a 1, and this can't be a 1 or a 6. This is a pair of 1s, and this is where you're going to see me start getting lazy. busy. I should fill those in, but I'm probably not going to. I'm just going to rule these ones out. I think I'll probably be able to keep track of that. I wonder what it was that I did. Oh, you know what? I think it had something to do with those twos. I don't know what I don't know what sort of. I'll see when I take a look at this video when it's done. Oh, okay. That's only 9 that can be there. So that's 2. That's 9. These 2's point up here, so that's the 2. What else? It seems like we're very close to being done. These can't be a 1 because there's no other places for the ones to go in this column. So these numbers are already filled in. There's no 1s possible here because there's 1s that are pointing here. And the double here restricts the 1 here. So the ones for this column have to be here, so these can't be 1s. So those are 1s. So that means these aren't 1s. Those are 1s. These 2 sets of 1s mean that can't be a 1, so that's a 1, that's a 6. That's a 1, that's a 6, that's a 6. I think we're probably done. I really like how this app treats the notations as well, when the notations imply, that a cell has to be something. It just fills it in for you. That speeds things up quite a lot. Yeah, we're done here. So that was a good game. It took us about 15 minutes, like I said, so we'll do one more and take a look at our time. And if we're doing good, we might try a pro puzzle. How about that? We might try a pro puzzle. But right now we'll do another expert puzzle. I'm just gonna take another sip of water here. So, since I've already explained everything once, I am gonna be a little less, I'll tell you what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna be quite as, didactic. I'm not gonna explain every little thing, because you get it. You're following along. You know what's up. You're very smart people. This is so far not. I'm not seeing a lot of givens and not seeing a lot of places for annotations even. So that does not necessarily mean that it's going to be tricky. Because again, like if you watch the last video, I think that's episode 4. I got a ton of stuff in the first like wave of going through the numbers on that impossible puzzle, and then it's like boom, you hit this brick wall, and it's like, oh god, oh no, this is so hard. So just because there's not a lot here doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be difficult. I am just noting that, just like I'm noting the board. Alright, we have gotten, looping back through, I am seeing other stuff that we can do though. 4, no, 5, yes. Right, okay. Nothing else with 5s though. 6, yes. Then we'll get a 6 out of that. 6 is here. What about 7s? Yes. Although this is like a real annoying set of things. Nothing overlaps. There's no doubles here. 1s, 2s, 7s. Same here. 7s, 9s. There's probably another thing that'll reveal itself pretty quickly. I hate that. doesn't give you anything. But, it's not meant to be easy. Although, boom, wow, that seemed pretty easy. There's a lot of there's only one option that that this can be. So like a way that you can, if you're playing Sudoku without all this and you don't go through and annotate yourself, like how you know that this can only be a 7 is pointing at this cell, meaning either within the square or in line of sight. There is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, an 8, and a 9. I'm like, where is it? So the only thing that it can possibly be is a 7 because all the other numbers are pointed at it. This is a good thing to look for if you're playing Sudoku, is cells that are, I think people call them, say that, they're under a lot of pressure. They have a lot of things pointing at them. Oftentimes those are very highly restricted cells, and sometimes they're restricted so much that they can only be one thing. Now, I'm not saying this means we're going to do a pro puzzle. I'm not saying that right now. But what I am saying is this is going pretty well. And I think we're going, it seems like we're going pretty fast. This has to be a 2. This is a 4-5 pair. And now watch me just like bomb and run out of options on solving this. Boy, it seems like there's a lot of 4s and 5s left everywhere. This is a 4. This is a 4. I always find it helpful to kind of swap back and forth between looking at the notations and looking at what, looking kind of at these like highlighted views, because you can much more easily see patterns this way. These I gotta figure out what the name for this is. So, but like these guys right here, these can't. Was that 4, 5? These these can't be 5s, which means that's the 4. That's a 5. 3. And guess what? We made a mistake. Be careful, kids. Don't, Sudoku at your own risk, I've made so many mistakes here that have gotten us into unrecoverable boards. That's the sign. That's the sign that I gotta slow down. I'm the whole reason I decided to do these expert puzzles was to give myself a little humility. It's like, hey, it took a long time to do that impossible puzzle. Maybe we need to like do some basics again. But it's like if you mess up the basics, it's like, come on. All right, we're very nearly done. But yeah, since this took almost no time at all, and didn't even really seem to require that complicated of moves. How long did this take? 6 minutes. Wow. We'll do a pro puzzle. Let's do a pro puzzle. Why not? Alright. Pro puzzle number 2. Now just looking at this board, you can tell there's a lot fewer givens here. So I think I've said this before. I'm pretty sure that you need at least 16 givens for a Sudoku puzzle to be solvable without other rules. How many are here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So, more than 16, but, only 9 more. I don't know. Also, it felt like it would be less than 25. It's like, whoa, this is not a lot. But I guess it was. So here, I will try to be more slow and deliberate, so we don't make a mistake and get the board into an unrecoverable position. So, this square right here, we know the 6 is in the middle here. It can be 3 options. I don't do this annotation. I just don't like that. I like to only use that annotation when it can be 2, but functions the same way, so we know these can't be 6s, and these can't be 6s. That's a 7, so that's a 5, and then I saw this is a 7, these are 7s, 8s. I mean, this is not so bad. And that's just like that's a thing with these pro puzzles and expert puzzles. Like, it just kind of depends on what techniques they're asking you to use to solve things. Sometimes the pro puzzles don't seem any more difficult than the expert puzzles. Sometimes they seem substantially more difficult, like really a lot more difficult. So it all depends. We're getting close to auto-noting, though. I don't think we're gonna be able to squeeze too much more information out of this, although we did find those 5s. Okay, now the 6s are restricted to here. Good to know. Oh, I spoke too soon. There's some stuff that we're finding. These point here, so that's a 6, that's a 1, that's a 9, and that's a 6. So that was very helpful. 8, 9. Did that help us with 9? Not really. I think we're there. Alright, let's... I haven't looked for any patterns yet, although I just kind of suspect, yeah, like there's going to be some givens and other stuff that we'll find out when we look at all of the notations, and lo and behold, we did find that. Okay. Although I am going to do this. Quickly, I'm going to look through these again, but now I'm not looking for naked singles or doubles or anything like that. Now I'm looking for some specific patterns. Specifically, I'm looking for X-wings and locked candidates. That was like the previous one where we noted like it restricted. There was only one column that could contain the number we were looking for, and that helped us out. Anyway, those are the kinds of things that I'm looking for right now. It is perfectly okay if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I suppose if I keep doing this long enough, and if you watch this long enough, you might start to pick those things up more. Or, alternatively, you are a pro Sudokuer and you're like, duh, I know those things. Why aren't you calling them by the real name? If you know the real names of things, definitely feel free to tell me, because I'm not a pro Sudokuer, even though I'm playing on pro right now. LOL. Okay, so I didn't see any patterns that I recognize, so now we're going to look for split doubles, split triples, and possibly some Y-wings. You almost never need to use XYZ wings, unique rectangles, jellyfish. Like, there's all these like very, very complicated things. You almost never need those on pro. So usually we're looking for doubles, triples, split triples, and Y-wings. So if I see a Y-wing, oh boy, I'll be real happy if I find one on my own. Okay, so let's start looking for doubles and triples. Starting up here at the top, 4s in 3 positions, 8s in 2, 9s in 3, 1s in 3. Yeah, I don't think so. 7 is pretty restricted. 7 can only be in these 3. 4 is in kind of a lot of positions. 2, kind of a lot. Probably not it. 5 in kind of a lot, so I don't think those will work out. What about down here? 3, 2s, 1s, 4s, yeah. 7's pretty restricted. 7, 3. If we could pair this 7, 3, 4's in kind of too many places, 1's in too many places, 5's in too many places, so that's not ready for us yet. 5, no. 6, 3, 3, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1. Nah. You almost never find quadruples. Those are very rare to find. That in my experience, they're very rare to find. Okay. 8 is in 3 positions. That's about it. 139, 139, 39. But the 9 can also go here, so that's not it. That is not it. 139, 39, 139. Well, we found our first triple. So, even though you could put 3s here and 9s in all of these, the only numbers that appear in these cells are 1, 3, and 9. So this means they're a triple. If one of these were 9, for example, it would remove the 9 as an option from these 3 cells, and you'd have to fit 1 and 3, 2 digits in 3 cells, which is not possible. So this is a 1, 3, 9 triple, which means none of these are 9s, and that's not a 3, and that's not a 3. That was helpful. And then this is a 3, 9 double of no particular consequence because there's nothing else we can do with it. So this removes 3s and 9s. Has this helped us out? It sure has. It sure has helped us out. Removes 3 as an option there, which means this is a 3. These are now 3s. What about 9s? Not as much help there. But that's okay because that was almost certainly going to be a part of that. That was useful. This triple was probably a pretty significant thing for us to find for solving this. Oh, and look, this now has to be a 4. Doesn't really do very much else for us, but again, good to know. That's a 1. So that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 1, and that's a 1, so we got all the 1s. Not too shabby. Although all in a day's work. All in a day's work. Okay, I'm tempted to go back through now because a lot has potentially changed, but let's go down. You're never going to find those types of, certainly not triples in 3 cells, but doubles in cells like this because there's not enough. There'd have to be a 5, 6, and a 5, 6. So when the numbers are split up like this, one has all 3, and the other 2 are the 2 variations. Those will never be a double. Those will never be something that you need. 3, 9, 8, no, 6, no, too bad. 5 is kind of everywhere. 3 is in 2 cells. 9 is in 3 cells. Is there something else that could be paired up here too? Yeah, so this is a triple. This is a little difficult to see, but 3 can only be in these 2 cells. 9 can be in those 2 cells and this one. And then, oh shit. Sorry, I swore again. 2 can be in these 2. So this would have to be a quadruple. I don't think we got it. No, we don't. The 8 and the 7 escape up here, so that was close, but no cigar. 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 7, 3, 9. No, I don't think so. Oh man, I was so excited for a moment there. 4, 8, 9, 4, 8, 9. No. The 3s are locked in here. 9 can be at nearly anywhere. 5 can be in these 3. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find something down here. I mean, maybe, but it is also getting a little late. I'm getting a little tired, so another way that I may end up making mistakes. 2 is in a lot of places. Eights are locked in here. 6, 8, 6. Is there one more? Not 4. Not 2. No. 2, 5, 9. 2, 5. 2, 6, 9. 2, 6. Okay, no. So there could be doubles and triples that I'm not seeing, but I'm not so sure about that. Oh, this is a 3, 9 pair that I've missed. So I'm gonna quickly look for some of these. Oh, well, okay. Here, these 5s restrict these. These can't be a 5. That's 5. Gonna go through these patterns again. Look for stuff like that right there. And then we'll go back and possibly look for some doubles and triples, or possibly start hunting for a Y-wing, which very well might be the ultimate solution to our puzzle here. All right. I'm kind of like I'm tempted to look up here because there's so many open options. It just seems like there could be a double or a triple up here. So, like down here where we figured that out, I call this disambiguated. We know the 3s and the 9s are here, the 2, 4s and 6s are here. We've kind of like split them up. Like all of the options are sort of distributed across these 7 cells. It just makes me think like, oh boy, like if we could find a double or a triple, we could disambiguate these and remove some options from places. So the first thing I'm noticing is 7 can only be in 3 positions. And 6 can only be in 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, the inverse of that would be a triple, so is there a triple over here? 2, 9. 2, 9. I mean, 2 and 9 are in these 3, but the 9 is also here. 5 is kind of in 2. It's just, it could be here, here, or here. Is there anything I can do with that, actually? 5, 5, 5, 5. No, not really. So I guess there's nothing. I'm shocked that there's not something more I can do here. I don't know, like 4, 8, 4, 8. So wait, the 4s are pretty restricted. There's only 3 places a 4 can be. There's 3 places an 8 can be, so we would have to add this in. So it would have to be a quadruple, which I've said multiple times is rare. We can't add the 6 in because then it would be a quintuple, and that's just like laughable. That's not going to happen. Yeah, I don't think this is it. Team. So the other 2 rows that have a lot of options left are here and here. So let's take a look. 3, 8, 8. Well, okay, 3, 8. So 8, and then nothing else. So no, that's not it. What about down here? The 2s, 6s, 8s, and 9s are there's all 3 of them. So no. Alright. Let's start looking for some Y-wings, shall we? I suppose also X, Y, Z wings, because I am noticing some places where there could be some 489, 49. If there's a 48 around here, that could be part of it, but I think we'll have a better time looking for X-wings, so like a 25, 59, is there a 92 around here? No, but 2559, is there a 92 down here? No. 24, 25, is there a 54 in line of sight of this one? No. 2526, is there a 56 anywhere in here? No. Alright, 48, 49, 89. Rats. 5, 7, 2, 5. Is there a 7, 2 around? Very nearly, but it's in the same room. So that's not helpful. Wow, I feel a little stumped right now. 4, 8, 4, 9, 8, 9. No. So, like, when I get to this point, oh my gosh, I'm realizing we're already over 40 minutes. We should have just done another expert. Why did I let you talk me into this? Shame on you. When I get kind of stumped like this, it's often, it's something simpler. It's like a double that I missed. Or even something much simpler, just like, oh, you know, there's a naked single and you're not seeing it. Usually I think they're called hidden singles, but 3, 9, 5, 9, is there 3, 5 around? You know, there's a lot that, like, it could be if we could restrict things. That's what makes me think, like, there must be, like, a double or a triple that I haven't figured out yet. Let me just, like, run through this again real quick. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it doesn't click the first 5 times. The 6th time, I'm like, oh, duh, I missed that. Although, I'm not seeing anything new. This is, like, particularly annoying. There's, like, so many places where the 9 can go in all these different squares. Okay, so that's not it. So maybe since we were able to add some stuff, maybe, like, quickly looking for doubles and triples again is not a bad idea. Although we just did that here. 2, 3, 2s. It's not the 2. 4, 7. But it's not 5. It's not 3. It's not 2. 6, 3. Something else? No. No. I already told you. You'll never find that pattern in these types of cells, so it's not there. Maybe we need to be looking at columns because I've been doing rows a lot. Let's just finish this. We know. No. So this one here. 2s, 6s, 8s, and 9s. We already said there's 3 each. Which, in the way they're distributed, it's just not going to work out for us. 5s. 9. 2 is everywhere. No. 2, 4. 2, 5. 5, 9. 5. No. 2 is sort of everywhere. 6. 6 is in these 3 cells. Wouldn't pair with the 4. Oh, the 8s. I think the 8s are locked in here. So 6, 8. Is there something else in here? No, I don't think so. But that does seem kind of promising. Ooh. 4, 8, 9. 4, 8, 9. The 8s are locked in here. There's only one other place the 4s can go. So 4, 8, 9. 4, 8, 9. And there's too many 9s everywhere else, so that's not it. 5, 9, 5, 9, 3, 3, 9. Okay, oh, whew. Here's a triple. So these 3 they only have 5, 3, and 9 in them, so we can remove 9 from these, which means, please, good. I thought so, that we can place some 9s. We can place a lot of 9s now. Whew. And then that bounced back and helped us figure out that this is a 4, 8 double, which means this is not a 4, it's 2. Whoops, it's a 2, so that's a 5. Oh boy, was that it? Was that what we needed to figure out? See, it wasn't that difficult. It was just, you know, required a little bit of patience on my part. This is a 6, 8 double, so this is not a 6, so it's a 2. This is a 6, that's a 3, 4, 2. Oh yeah, this has got to be it, right? I think we've cracked it. We've cracked it, boys. We did it. Boys, boys, girls, and everyone else. No hints, and we were able to solve it. And I think in a pretty graceful and systematic way. I appreciate all of your help on that. Finding that little sneaky triple there. That made me feel real good to finish this one, especially off of yesterday's impossible puzzle, which took as long as these three combined, and I still needed a hint. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and see me next time.